Climate change is a critical challenge given that it costs lives, livelihoods, homes, and infrastructure. The United States partners with Nepal on pressing issues like clean energy, environment, and food security. We also work with organizations like the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development, ICIMOD. In this episode of Conversations from Nepal, I chat with Dr. Surendra Joshi, a senior livelihood specialist at ICIMOD, about the work they are doing to address climate change and his optimism about the potential of this region to adapt and thrive in the years ahead. Dr. Joshi, thanks so much for joining me today. It's really a pleasure to be here at ICIMOD. Before we get to some of the specifics, let me ask you about climate change in the region and what you see happening.
The ice in the Hindu Kush Himalaya region is warming fast and the glaciers are melting rapidly. This means it will have a huge implications for hydropower projects, for irrigation in agriculture sector, biodiversity and livelihoods.
Let's take it down to Nepal. What are some of the very specific challenges that Nepal and Nepalese farmers are going to face in the next decade?
Yeah, in case of Nepal, the most visible indicators of climate change are temperature and rain. Too much water means, the floods and the landslides, and too little water resulting into the water scarcity and the prolonged droughts. And if you see the number of the people affected by the floods, in 2010 it was 157,000, and by 2030 it will reach more than double.
So clearly the effects are going to be long-lasting and with us for the coming future. ICIMOD is leading the world in some of the research in this area. What are some of the larger adaptive strategies that you all are looking at to help the region mitigate the climate change effects that are coming?
So ICIMOD's focus is basically in two areas. One is generating the critical science evidences and the data on what is happening and what is projected to happen in terms of this devastating, the incidences. The second one is packaging and synthesizing the information so that we can come up with some solutions for adaptation and the resilience building of mountain communities. For example, we have a program supported by USAID, Survey Himalaya program. There we are utilizing the geospatial tools and the satellite images, for example, for drought monitoring, for forest fire management, for ecosystem management, for land use and land cover. Similarly, now we have another program supported by the US government, which is about pelletizations. The crop residue burning is a big issue.
Right.
And with this particular program, we are trying to make use of crop residue to pellets, and those pellets can be used by brick kilns and many other industries as a fuel.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
Dr. Joshi, I can just say from the U.S. government perspective, we're so pleased to be a partner with ICIMOD and to have the opportunity to support and work with scientists like yourself who are trying to provide practical success to farmers in the region as they deal with the challenges of climate change. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today. It's great to see how ICIMOD's dedication to scientific research, resilience practices, and innovative solutions in indigenous technology is setting a great example within Nepal and around the world. The U.S. government is committed to partnership to meet the challenges ahead. We've engaged with Nepal and Nepalese on the issues of climate change to strengthen Nepal's climate adaptation and resilience. The United States remains committed to partnership with friends like Nepal and organizations like ICIMOD to address climate change and its effects.